They were supposed to survive. One more win, one more game. That's all Golden State needed. But what happened in Game 6 wasn't just a loss. It was an unraveling, a meltdown, a glimpse into something no one wanted to admit. The dynasty might be dead, and the Rockets were the ones who pulled the plug. Coming into Game 6, the Warriors were cornered, down 3-2 in the series, the kind of scenario where their championship DNA usually kicks in. You've seen this story before, right? Curry catches fire. Draymond gets fiery. Clay hits daggers. But not this time, because across from them stood a hungry Houston squad that didn't care about banners or past glories. They weren't scared, they were circling. And within minutes of tip-off, the tone was clear. This wasn't going to be another Warriors comeback. It was going to be a war. The first few possessions actually looked like vintage Warriors. Curry floating it in. Moody stepping up with a smooth three. Draymond firing the team up with a hard slam, but the energy cracked fast. Sloppy turnovers started piling up. Curry threw it away. Butler picked a pass clean. VanVleet found daylight again and again. Golden State wasn't just playing careless. They looked rattled. You could feel it. The Rockets weren't backing down. And Golden State, they were hesitating, second-guessing, cracking. Fred VanVleet didn't just play well. He dismantled the Warriors from the perimeter. Every time they dared him to shoot, he punished them. He buried 5 threes, off screens, in transition, even contested. It didn't matter. He was surgical. By halftime, he had already crossed 18 points, and it was clear the Rockets had found their sniper, and the Warriors had no counter. The worst part? VanVleet wasn't even supposed to be that guy in the series, but on this night, he was the problem they couldn't solve. Draymond Green brought the chaos. As always, there were moments where he looked like the heart of the team again. A deep three, a nasty block, perfect cut to the rim. But then came the turnovers, the mistimed passes, the emotional outbursts. You know how it goes. When Draymond's locked in, the Warriors soar. When he's erratic, the whole team spirals. He played like a man trying to fix everything at once, and ended up breaking more than he patched. Steph Curry gave everything. He ran the floor, pulled up from 30, finished through contact. He tried. But the Rockets had a plan. Trap him, blitz him, wear him down. Every screen he called, 2 defenders chased him like shadows. And slowly, it started to show. By the fourth quarter, Steph's shot stopped falling. His legs looked heavy. His face said it all. He was on his own. Here's where the collapse turned ugly. Golden State opened the fourth by missing 11 of their first 12 shots. Read that again. One of the greatest offensive teams of this generation couldn't buy a bucket. Meanwhile, Jabari Smith, calm, young, deadly, knocked down back-to-back threes like he'd done this 100 times before. VanVleet? Still cooking. The Rockets weren't just holding the lead. They were burying the Warriors with it. Golden State's body language told the truth. They weren't fighting back. They were watching it fall apart. Now let's talk Jimmy. He didn't lead in scoring. He didn't need to. His fingerprints were all over this game in the moments that mattered most. A backdoor dime to Moody, a clutch rebound in traffic, a one-handed buzzer beater, a game-saving block on Draymond. Butler didn't yell. He didn't chest thump. He just closed. Every time the Warriors got within reach, Jimmy answered. It was calm, cold, clinical. Exactly what Golden State used to do to other teams. This loss wasn't just a missed opportunity, it was a mirror. For the first time in a decade, the Warriors didn't look dangerous. They looked old, outworked, and outsmarted. Yes, Game 7 is still on the table, but after what we saw in Game 6, do they really have another run in them? Or was this the night the curtain closed? Not with a bang, but with a cold, silent collapse. Because if this was the beginning of the end, the Rockets didn't just win a game, they might have ended a dynasty. So, was this the end of the Warriors dynasty? Or are we just one Game 7 away from a legendary comeback? Drop your take in the comments. I want to know if you're riding with Steph, or if you think the torch just got passed to Houston. If you felt that collapse in your soul, hit that like button. And if you love deep breakdowns like this, you already know. Subscribe and turn on the bell, because we're diving straight into Game 7 next.